All right, let's take a few minutes and talk about the clean water system that we have on our forest unit. It's a bottle that's molded, and this is what it looks like right here. The bottle does have a life expectancy. It's about 2 years, is what is normal. In cases where it's heavily used, where you have a lot of patients, a lot of remove and replace of the bottle on the unit, you may only get a year out of it. And what's happening is that the threads at the top here will deform, and eventually it'll start to leak a little air out of it. And at that point, you'd want to replace it. Now, to help with that, as far as extending the bottle life and making it easier to remove and replace it from the unit, we now offer as standard a QD. And this QD installs, it's in 2 parts. We have an upper part and a lower. The lower part includes a gasket on the inside of it to seal against the top of the bottle, and we simply screw that onto the bottle, just like so. Screw it down tight. And then the easiest way to install the upper portion is to just go ahead and put it on the top of the bottle, and then run my pickup tube up through it and screw it into the receiver on the bottom of the unit. And I can take it and refill it and then return it back to the unit. The kit for this also includes a cap that you can put over the bottle, the receiver on the bottle, so you can have it sitting there on the side with a cap on it already with water, so you can do a quick remove and replace of the bottle with a full bottle. Now, the bottle's pressurized to 40 psi. That's 40 psi of air is supplied into the bottle to push the water out at 40 psi. Inside the unit, we have a small miniature regulator. And in this case, it's the adjustable regulator. It's located right here. Here's one of them in my hand. And it has a knob on the top of it. And with a pressure gauge on the output of it here, I could adjust it to 40 psi. It comes from the factory already adjusted. But I can adjust it, make sure that it's set at 40 psi. But I do need an air pressure gauge to do that. To adjust it, I first unlock the locking adjustment nut here at the top, and then using the knurled knob, I can turn it in to increase the pressure, turn it out to decrease the pressure. Now, this is no longer supplied on our units. Rather, what we're doing today is a much more reliable, simpler device that's an inline, non-adjustable, fixed 40 psi regulator. It has a directional arrow on it indicating the direction of airflow. So we have 80 pounds coming into one end of it. The outside of it, the out port on it, is going to be our 40 psi. Makes for a much simpler system, much more reliable. If this regulator, the adjustable one, proves to be faulty, it won't adjust, my recommendation is that call Forest Customer Service and ask for the non-adjustable valve and replace it with that. And that'll eliminate any problems with the adjustment on it not holding. It'll always be 40 psi.